Fans in tears as Freen mentions Becky during live. The air was still, the lights soft, and Freen's laughter filled the room. That warm, familiar sound that fans had missed so deeply. What started as a casual late-night Instagram live soon turned into an unforgettable moment that would ripple across the internet, reigniting emotions, nostalgia, and endless discussions. For months, the FreenBecky fandom had lived between hope and heartbreak. Once the most beloved duo in Thai entertainment, Freen Sorocha and Becky Armstrong's bond seemed to fade quietly. Fewer appearances together, rare interactions online, and an aching silence that spoke louder than any denial. But then, one unplanned sentence during Freen's live changed everything. The moment that stopped a million hearts. Freen was radiant that evening, relaxed, smiling, chatting comfortably with fans about her new endorsements and future roles. The comment section flowed endlessly with hearts and questions, and then it appeared, a simple question that would break the emotional dam. "Do you still talk to Becky?" The moment lingered. Freen paused, not dramatically, but softly, almost tenderly. Her eyes flickered, her tone changed. "Ah, Becky," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I hope she's doing well. She's always been special to me." It was barely a sentence. But for fans who had watched their journey from the start, those words carried the weight of years. The live continued. Freen moved on to other questions. Yet, for millions watching, live and later through screen recordings, the air around that brief moment felt sacred, fragile, and impossibly human. From screen partners to a cultural phenomenon. To understand why fans reacted so powerfully, you have to look back. Freen and Becky weren't just another on-screen pair, they were symbols. When Gap, the series, aired, it wasn't just about romantic storytelling, it represented visibility, courage, and love that transcended conventions. Their chemistry was electric yet gentle, two energies colliding and blending naturally. The way Becky would light up around Freen, and how Freen's voice would soften when she spoke to Becky, became more than acting. Fans saw sincerity. They saw care. They saw something that felt real. And that belief, that hope, built a global fandom that stretched from Thailand to Latin America, the Philippines, the US, and beyond. They weren't just shipping two actresses, they were holding on to a feeling of connection and authenticity that entertainment rarely gives. So when silence came, when both started appearing separately, avoiding joint interviews and posting in isolation, it hurt. It wasn't just a separation. It felt like losing something shared and meaningful. That's why Freen's brief acknowledgement reopened a floodgate of collective emotion. The internet reacts, tears, theories, and TikToks. It didn't take long for the internet to explode. Within minutes, Freen mentioned Becky began trending in Thailand. Within hours, global hashtags like #FreenLive, #FreenandBecky, and #WeStillBelieve appeared on Twitter/X. TikTok filled with emotional edits, slow-motion clips of Freen saying Becky's name, layered with music like "Until I Found You" and "Back to December." Comments poured in by the thousands. She said her name with love. You can hear it. Even after everything, that warmth never left her voice. You can't fake emotion like that. It's real, even if it's just friendship now. On YouTube, fan channels released 10-minute breakdowns titled, "The Moment Freen Broke the Silence." Screenshots of her expression went viral on Instagram fan pages. What was once quiet nostalgia became an international conversation overnight. The coincidence or connection? Theory. A few hours before Freen's live, Becky had posted an Instagram story showing a quiet evening sky, captioned simply, "Some people stay special no matter the distance." The timing felt poetic. Fans believed this was no coincidence, but a silent dialogue between two people who still hold space for each other. The agency wall theory. Insiders have long suggested that management pressure keeps popular duos apart to avoid fan over-attachment or overshadowing other projects. Freen's tone, careful yet sincere, felt like she was threading between what she could and couldn't say, enough to comfort fans, but not enough to break the rules. The reconnection theory. The most hopeful corner of the fandom believes they've already reconnected privately, and that Freen's mention was a subtle confirmation. Her calm demeanor didn't suggest pain or regret. It suggested peace, like someone who has mended something important. Why it hit so deep? Fandoms are built on emotion, but this went beyond simple admiration. For many fans, Freen and Becky's relationship represented friendship, love, and vulnerability, things that mirrored their own experiences. Hearing Freen mention Becky, even briefly, gave a sense of closure, or perhaps revival. It was proof that the bond wasn't erased by fame or distance. She didn't have to say her name, wrote one fan. But she did. That's how you know she still cares. A timeline of love, silence, and resilience. 2022, Gap. The series premieres and Freen and Becky become global sensations. Their behind-the-scenes videos go viral, winning hearts everywhere. 2023, rumors of a fallout begin when they stop appearing at events together. Both continue to succeed individually, but fans feel the emotional distance. 2024, silence becomes the new normal. No joint projects, few interactions, and carefully separate branding. 2025, the live happens. Just one mention, but enough to reignite everything that once made the world fall in love with them. Voices from the global fandom. Fan communities across different languages responded emotionally. Thai fans. She didn't say much, but she said everything. Filipino fans. The love never disappeared, it just changed form. Brazilian fans. Even oceans apart, their connection still makes us feel something. Across Reddit and fan forums, discussions turned introspective. Some fans spoke about how Freen and Becky's dynamic helped them believe in genuine friendship. Others said it gave them courage to reconnect with people they once lost touch with. In a strange, beautiful way, their story became everyone's story. The emotional core, when words heal. Perhaps the reason this moment struck so deeply is because it reminded people that closure doesn't always come through grand gestures. Sometimes, it's a single sentence that says, "I remember and I care." Freen didn't need to declare love or nostalgia. Her tone said it all. It was warmth wrapped in restraint, the kind of honesty that entertainment often hides behind perfection. For fans, that brief moment on live stream wasn't about rekindling romance or speculation. It was about humanity, the courage to acknowledge someone who once meant everything. Final reflection. Whether they ever reunite publicly or not, one thing is undeniable. The bond between Freen and Becky has etched itself into the hearts of millions. That simple live moment, quiet, tender, and unrehearsed, reminded the world that real connections don't vanish. They evolve. They linger in silence, in gestures, in unspoken care. And maybe that's why fans wept, not just because Freen mentioned Becky, but because in her voice they heard something pure, love that doesn't demand to be seen, only remembered.